Poseidon controls the entire ocean and still somehow manages to lose a lot. He lost cities, lost arguments, lost a 10-year revenge mission. He even, and I'm not joking here, lost to a tree. This is the god of the sea, earthquakes, storms, tsunamis. And yet in Greek mythology, Poseidon spends an unbelievable amount of time getting publicly humbled. Modern retellings make him look terrifying. The original myths? Much less unstoppable sea king. Much more angry rich uncle with unlimited power and terrible emotional control. And the deeper you go into the stories, the worse it gets. So here are the 4 most embarrassing things about Poseidon. Number 4, he lost Athens to a tree. Poseidon wanted Athens, Athena wanted Athens, and because Greek gods never just talk things out like normal people, they turned it into a contest. Poseidon went first. He slammed his trident into the ground, and a spring burst out of the earth. Big entrance, very dramatic, very wet. Unfortunately, the water was either salty or in some versions, just not especially useful. Athena stepped up, planted an olive tree. That was it. No thunder, no earthquake, no dramatic sea soundtrack, just a tree. But the tree gave them oil, food, wood, trade, actual long-term value. Poseidon gave the city a decorative plumbing issue, so the people voted and they picked Athena, meaning the god of the sea, master of storms, waves, and earthquakes, lost one of the most important cities in Greece to a simple tree. There is something profoundly embarrassing about summoning a magical water feature and then being beaten by Mediterranean gardening. Number 3, he lost Argos and responded like a man who had never been told no. Different city, same fragile ego. This time, Poseidon wanted Argos. Unfortunately, Hera did too. So once again, the gods held a little competition, because apparently this happened a lot. The judges were the river gods, and when it came time to choose, they sided with Hera. Which is rough, because if you're the god of the sea and the river gods are not even voting for you, you may need to reevaluate the brand. Poseidon, naturally, handled this with dignity and maturity. Actually, he absolutely did not. He got angry, flooded the land, started wrecking things, basically threw the divine equivalent of flipping a table in public. Zeus eventually had to step in and calm him down. That is not terrifying sea god behavior. That is a man losing a homeowners association vote and declaring war on the neighborhood. Number 2, he spent 10 years trying to ruin Odysseus and still couldn't finish the job. Now, to be fair, this one started with a valid reason. Odysseus blinded Polyphemus. Polyphemus was Poseidon's son. So yes, that would upset most parents. Poseidon took it very badly. And by badly, I mean he spent the next 10 years trying to ruin one man's commute home. Storms, shipwrecks, monsters, detours, dead crew, constant suffering. Poseidon basically turned the entire Mediterranean into an active hate campaign, and honestly, for a while, it looked promising. Odysseus got stuck everywhere, blown off course, nearly killed repeatedly, held hostage by islands, witches, gods, and his own terrible decisions. And yet, he still made it home. Eventually. Broken, traumatized, and running on fumes, but home. Which means Poseidon, god of the sea, with infinite water, unlimited storms, and literal divine authority over the ocean, could not stop one exhausted man in a wooden boat. 10 years, and the final result was still arrived. That is an astonishing level of failure. Poseidon had monsters, Odysseus had rowing, and somehow, rowing won. Number 1, he helped try to overthrow Zeus and still ended up second. At one point, Poseidon stopped acting like a sore loser and decided to aim higher. He joined a rebellion against Zeus, and this was not a small family disagreement. This was serious. Poseidon, Hera, Athena, 3 major Olympians. They actually managed to bind Zeus. For one brief moment, it looked like the throne of Olympus might genuinely change hands. And honestly, this should have been Poseidon's moment. He had power, he had allies, he had the element of surprise. This was his shot. And then, like most anti-Zeus plans, it completely fell apart. Zeus got free, took control again, and Poseidon backed down. That is the part people skip over, because for all the tridents, storms, crashing waves, and earthshaker branding, when the moment actually came to take power, Poseidon still couldn't do it. He couldn't take the throne, couldn't hold the rebellion, couldn't become king. After all the rage, all the noise, all the symbolic masculinity of standing on cliffs holding a giant weapon, he was still exactly what he had always been, Zeus's brother. And honestly, that might be the most humiliating thing about Poseidon. Because Greek mythology makes one thing very clear. Poseidon commands the sea, but he almost never commands the outcome. He lost Athens, lost Argos, lost Odysseus, lost a coup. Because sometimes being powerful, dramatic, and permanently furious still isn't enough. And for a god of the ocean, Poseidon spends a truly shocking amount of time washing up second.